It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
I don't know if I can't do it anymore. I used to be able to do the dance of life.
Yep.
Put some background music here. We're not going to do the intro because it's out of the Tubi. We don't have an intro for that. I got to remember which one to use. I don't remember what it was.
We should do something about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into it. I might reach out to Mickey, who does a lot of work with Dustin, and he's got a good voice. I can't remember which one. No,
is that the guy we were talking about when we were talking with Paul?
Yes, he's got a good voice. So I reach out to him.
Throaty.
Oh my! Look at Brian Sanchez, always the first one here, and I love to see it. What's going on, Brian?
Bro. I'm gonna get done shoving this cookie in my mouth.
Don't worry, I'm gonna be shoving some food in my mouth as well because, fortunately, mine is for pain reasons because I gotta punish myself.
Oh yeah, no, me eating the cookie's way better than all the wieners I had in my mouth earlier. So
I just had
a cookout.
I don't see any issues with that.
No wieners in my mouth today.
It was really good. I felt bad, but I knew we had here, and we wouldn't want to make you any later than we wouldn't want to be any later than we already are for you. So,
no, you're good. You are good. All right, let's take a more live picture here.
Oh no, you're doing it for something. It's not.
Right. Oh yes. Bob. Hello, Bobberino.
Bobby B. Baba Booey.
Oh, wait.
How was everybody's? Well, no, we'll wait. I'm going to ask that in a minute.
Chat.
What?
Hello, brother.
Hello,
Hello, Nicholas.
Hello to Adam and Adam's fridge.
I have a fridge.
He does. She does. It's right there.
Right here.
Has it still got stuff in it?
Yeah.
I have a fridge. It's not that far, but I decided I was gonna double up my drinks for tonight.
He just stretches his arm off screen.
Hello, Sabrina. I got a whole squad here on Twitch.
Wait a minute. Hold on. There's no way it's a real account. No woman ever listens to our show. There's no fucking way. They're like, Dan is a piece of shit. Like, I'm not listening to that show.
Apparently, I'm not a woman.
Just kidding. Hello.
Why do I have Jinxie on my Twitch?
Does that still go? Oh, what are they doing?
Super
Mario World's on there.
What is...
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a special episode of Out of the Tubi because it's live this time. Partially because I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what? I don't want to do the same old live stream that we've been doing the last few months. I wanted to do something different. And we had talked about covering this movie during our Maximum Overdrive episode. We were like, hey, there's a movie called Trucks. And it's pretty much Maximum Overdrive, but not Maximum Overdrive.
Yes.
And so we're like, oh well, that's our next Out of the Tubi episode. Well, our schedules were busy. It was hectic. So I figured instead of doing the same rigmarole and doing all the same stuff with our normal live stream, that we would just do this episode of Out of the Tubi live. And as an added bonus to all of you, not to me, because it's probably not going to be too fun for me, I said during our live stream for the Cure segment that no matter how much money we raised, which I think we raised pretty close to $500 during our segment, which is pretty awesome, I said that I would eat chicken wings with 2 hot sauces that I got from our good friend Joe Lascola from Movie Dumpster. I got the Hobgoblin, which is a mango habanero, and then this is called the Rawhead Red, which is a raspberry Fresno and Carolina Reaper hot sauce. So
And when he gets done eating the raw head, it pisses on you as well.
yes, exactly. So I figured that's a good time to do it tonight. So what I'm going to do is when we get to the plot breakdown of this movie, I am going to eat some chicken with the hot sauce on it before I go. And I'm going to try to keep the conversation going as my tongue and brain will be on fire because listen, I love hot sauce, but I'm not really good with like really spicy hot sauce. My son tried the Rawhead Rex and told me, he's like, I didn't even feel it. It's like, doesn't even bother me. And I'm like, well, all right. I guess your taste buds are numb.
He's immortal, dude. He can't be stopped.
Yep.
I guess so.
Or he has a really high resistance to fire damage. It's one of the two.
Yeah, that could be it too. So yeah, we are here to talk about Trucks from 1997. Should I do it with the music? Should I keep the music on?
I don't care.
Should I turn the music off? It's kind of distracting me.
Then turn it off.
Let's turn it off. Let's turn it
Oh, wait, I don't like it now.
off.
No,
This
it's fine.
sucks.
It's too quiet.
Fuck it. So yes, if you don't know what Out of the Tubi is, this is a sub-series that we do where we talk about movies from Tubi that are somewhat related to the month that we are currently in for our main show. This one coincides with our Movies with Wheels month, but it also is because of our Maximum Overdrive episode. And that's why I had to bring back the Green Goblin Maximum Overdrive shirt that I wore for the it is Maximum Overdrive shirt, so I figured it's a perfect shirt to wear during this episode.
I'm
So
just wearing Captain Spaulding.
But he's
Hell
eating
yeah.
chicken. He's
Fried
got
chicken.
she tried fried chicken.
fried chicken,
He's
yes,
eating chicken.
Death by DVD is here. Thank you so much.
Hello.
It is one of my favorites. I love it. It's gonna be one of those shirts where at some point I think I'm just gonna cut it and turn it into a tank top. It's just gonna be badass. I'm just gonna wear it everywhere. I wore it to the Goodwill today. Because I wanted to see what their DVDs were like. I wanted to see what their DVD selections were. Do you want me to show you what I got?
His bag of nothing.
We need to
Look,
go- we need
look
to
what
go
my
tomorrow.
prize is.
It wasn't. There wasn't a lot. There wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
Not a huge selection. But this is a movie me and my brother watched a lot, and it's Die Hard with a Vengeance, and it clearly came out of a
Yeah.
collection because it's
Oh,
super
yeah.
thin. But I love this Die Hard. I think this may be my favorite Die Hard. I had to complete the collection. I know it's not a great movie. I know we trashed the shit out of it when we did it a couple years ago, but I had to complete the Terminator collection, so I picked up Terminator 3. It's the only one I don't have on physical media. So
That's fair.
I think it cost me $2 for this. So
Totally reasonable.
$2.
and then I'm in the middle of editing this episode, and I saw it, and I was like, I can't not pick it up.
Yeah.
People see on DVD. I mean, at some point, I do want to. Hopefully, it'll get like a 4K at some point.
I'm sure it
But
will.
it's one of those like clip ones.
Yeah.
Cardboard
I
ones. Yeah.
hate those. They're such garbage.
The only thing that's good about these cases is that if the inside, the clip that holds the DVD is broken,
Mm-hmm.
it actually keeps it in there. Like, on some DVD cases, if it's loose,
Yep.
it'll like flop around.
That makes okay. That's fair.
I picked those up for like $6. It was okay. It was fine.
I think on that note, we were talking about movies with wheels. Excuse me. I think next year, we need to do a month that's movies with eels.
Okay.
What about seals?
Or
I'm gonna need
seals.
you to send me some recommendations.
I don't know either. I was like,
I don't know.
there's no eels in
Movie
them.
with eels. What are we talking about?
Burrow through your mind, through your tummy, through your anus. Eels.
So we are talking about Trucks from 1997. This was directed by Chris Thompson. Don't really know much that he's done in his career. It was written by Brian Taggart, which I looked at Brian Taggart's name, and for some reason Wikipedia doesn't let me look at the people who made this movie, but I looked him up and he wrote something that we had covered.
Really?
Yeah, and my phone's right in front of my face. Let me look this up real quick.
just, like,
I was like,
glued.
Brian
Oh,
Brian
God.
Taggart, not brain, spelled
Brain.
Taggart.
Dude, okay, who else does that? Who else does that when they try to type out or spell Brian? They think brain. I do all the time. Like I'm spelling brain. Like no, it's Brian.
Okay, maybe he didn't cover anything we've covered, but he wrote Poltergeist 3, probably not the best one.
Okay.
Of Unknown Origins, we have mentioned that movie on the show. We haven't covered it, but we have mentioned it.
Okay.
He wrote this movie, where'd it go? And it's a movie that Dustin and Charlie are going to be covering on their B Action series. It's called Wanted Dead or Alive with Rutger Hauer and Gene Simmons.
The musician?
And then, yes, the
Okay.
bass player from Kiss. Yes.
Okay.
He plays the villain of the movie. He wrote Visiting Hours, which is a wild movie. Let me see. Oh, he wrote Omen 4 as well. Let's see.
Poltergeist.
While you're looking that up, I was reading something about, since you mentioned the number 3, and this will be relevant.
Oh, yes, Visiting Hours. I just found it. Yep.
This will be relevant in the next couple months. Did you see the post that they found that very, very early cut of Return of the Living Dead 3?
Yes, I did.
That's
I saw that
cool
on
as shit.
Socials this morning. Yeah,
I
that's
love
awesome.
I love when they find stuff like that.
That's the only one I haven't seen. I know there's 2 other ones after that, but from people who've talked about those movies, it's like, don't worry about the 4th and 5th one.
You don't want to watch Rave to the Grave?
Is that the name of one of them?
I think so.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, I've only seen the first 2 as well. So I'm right
I
there
mean,
with
I did rewatch number 1 on July 3rd because every July 3rd now that is a tradition to watch Return of the Living Dead, and I'm hoping that next year,
I know,
because next year will be its 40th anniversary. So I want to cover Return of the Living Dead next year for July.
We'll have that fancy 4K out by then too.
Well, it is already on 4K, but yes, I know what you're talking about. The
The one
Steelbook,
from Walmart.
the Steelbook one. Yeah. I'm buying that 100%. But yeah, this was a movie that went straight to the USA Network in 1997. It was based on the short story Trucks by Stephen King, as was Maximum Overdrive. It's kind of why we're talking about this. It stars actors. Some of them are okay. Some of them are half asleep. Some of them I think are reading cue cards off to the side.
Dude, yes. We
I'm
have a
feeling
sleepy character in this movie.
We
One
do.
really
Well,
specific.
Let's go through some of the cast here. We have Timothy Busfield as Ray. We have Brenda Bakke as Hope. We have Brendan Fletcher as Logan, who we've talked about Brendan Fletcher as he was, what the hell was this character's name? He was in Freddy vs. Jason.
Yep.
He was the one who's like, don't speak Freddy's name. Freddy Krueger. You're like, bro, you just said not to mention his name.
Yeah, just go pop some Hypnosil and shut up, dude. Please.
because we looked it up.
I mean, to be honest, my curiosity always gets to me, Death by DVD, and I really just want to check out 4 and 5 just to be like, what is it all about here? What are we doing? Because the thing is like 2 is just one, but like more not kid friendly, but it's more for like a wider audience. Like, hey, you can't see the first one because there's a fully nude woman in it. It's got some pretty graphic violence, but like 2 is like a toned down version of 1. But it's the same exact story to a degree.
I like how there's self-referential jokes in it, which is great.
Yes. And it has the same 2 main characters.
Yes.
Or at least our 2 starting characters that we meet in the first one. I love Return of the Living Dead. I mean, if you've watched that movie and didn't like it, then there's something wrong with you. That movie is fun as hell. And we talked about number 2 on our first year of live stream for The Cure.
Yes, and there's no way 4 and 5 could be as bad as City of the Living Dead or Hell of the Living Dead, right?
There's so many of the Living Deads now. It's freaking stupid.
That's the one where the woman walks around with her tits out for like 45 minutes.
Through a
village. And we thought it was the
one.
Yeah, it's the one that we're pretty sure it was like a live, like actual funeral scene.
Yeah, because dude
like
was out.
And he's just flopping sausage, dude. I was like, all right.
3 is alt rock one, but it's some really weird stuff. 4 and 5, I think, of the Sci-Fi Channel. Yeah, I believe so. Every time you see a cover of it, it looks like just some generic zombie, just garbage on a cover, and it just says Return of the Living Dead in like the most boring font ever. I'm like, ugh.
That's what we're here for. What are you drinking today?
I am drinking Surfside raspberry lemonade and vodka.
Whoa, that sounds good.
It's delicious. Good. It's not a seltzer, so it's not carbonated. And then
Thank God.
my backup one is just regular lemonade. These are delicious. I drank a lot of these yesterday during the 4th of July. Not a lot of them, but I drank a few.
That's good. I'll have to try those out if I find those over here. Happy America Day, by the way.
Yes. Hope everyone had a good and safe 4th of July. You know, thank you for everyone who sets off fireworks. You know, it's a good time.
Ours was mostly safe. We all survived. No injuries.
So back to the cast, we have Roman Podhora as Thad. Which one was Thad? Was that the dad?
No.
Was that
if it
Abby's
was, it'd be
dad?
so fucking funny.
So
we don't know.
Abby's dad. As soon as I saw the guy, I went, "Is that Joe's dad in the beginning of Twister? The one who gets sucked out from the tornado?" It's not. I looked it up. I was really upset. I was like, "Oh my god, it's that guy who was in that movie for 3 seconds." Jay Brasheau as Jack. Which one was Jack? Was that the hippie guy?
Hang on.
Dude, I don't remember half these fucking people by name. She has to remind me.
I'm just gonna name the ones who were in the movie just to give them a little shout out. You know, Amy Stewart as Abby, Victor Cowie as George. That was the old guy who worked at the diner. Aiden Devine as Trucker Bob. I love how that's his name. Yeah. You're not just Bob, you're Trucker Bob. That we needed to make the distinction. You were the trucker, even though we'll figure it out. Sharon Badger as, I don't think that's how you say her name, but I'm gonna call her Badger, as June Yeager, and Jonathan Barrett as Brad Yeager, Rick Skeen as Trucker Pete, and then Phil, I guess Harry Nelkin as Phil, who just plays a dead body. That's the cast of Trucks, everybody. So this has been labeled as a remake. This has been labeled as a prequel. This has been labeled as a sequel. And then some people just say it's just a movie that takes place at the same exact time as Maximum Overdrive. The thing about this movie is it doesn't make any mention to how the trucks become sentient.
I think it's just its own thing.
No, it just starts. There's no cloud. There's no meteor or alien spaceship that later gets blown up by Russian satellites. I don't know, man. It literally is just... It literally is just trucks become sentient, things happen, and it's just it's a wild thing. So there's not much behind the scenes of this movie, so we're just going to get into the plot of it.
Yeah, and I stand by that Maximum Overdrive, in my opinion, would have been just as good as we didn't get the opening and title title crawl, even though
I mean, we mentioned it in the episode. So
that's what I said. Just reinforcing that.
All right, now let me do this thing. Before we start, I'm going to start with the hobgoblin. So I'm going to start with the habanero sauce first. And I'm not going to douse the thing either. I'm just going to put a little drop on, not a drop, but I'll put a decent amount on here. So
chug it.
At least feel my tongue burn, and I'll make sure to mute my mic so you guys don't hear me chewing into it. Because God, I hate people who do that.
Oh my God, lip smackers. Oh, it drives me nuts, dude.
Mukbangs or mukbangs or however you say it.
All right, here we
go. And the
go.
people that do ASMR eating, and
do it, Parker.
Stop it.
He just took his first bite.
Ooh. I was gonna say, I hear you chewing.
He's contemplating. He's thinking about it. He's moving into talk.
Oh boy, listen, it's got a bite, man. I'm not going to take a drink either for a bit. I'm going to start this plot. All right, you guys ready? We're not doing our normal intro here. We're just going to get right into this baby.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I think we're good. So, and that's just the freaking habanero one. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. So,
Carolina Reaper.
The movie opens to a dude just, he's just doing his normal every day. And then he goes into the shower. You hear the shower running. And then the truck's just like, all right, here we go, and just plows through it, killing this man. I was like, it's gotta be the worst way, man. He's just chilling in there, like,
it's like a junk in the shower. Yeah, and like this old piece of shit truck, just like, dude, did you see the fucking weather checking on these tires?
God,
they're rotted to fuck, dude.
Surprised he could still drive.
I mean, to be honest, something that this movie did well, and I'm glad that they did it, even though it was, clearly low budget. It was made for TV movies. The fact that they still showed the trucks going into gear. They showed like how the trucks were actually running on their own. I'm guessing they probably did the same thing that Maximum Overdrive did to give that effect that they weren't being driven by
Yep.
people. So we then go to our truck stop for the movie, and I think it's called Ray's. I think the only reason I know that is because at the end, when they show the big climactic piece, you see the sign on the top that says Ray's. Didn't even know the dude owned the thing for like half of the movie.
Nope. He was just there.
So we meet possibly the most just boring character in a movie in a long time, and this is Hope, one of our main characters, who she reads her lines in the most boring, nonchalant ways. Sometimes I don't even think she opens her mouth all the way to read the lines or say the lines. She's oh yeah, so you're doing some, yeah, the cabins are open, we're gonna do some backpacking. You're like, you gotta speak up. We gotta figure out what the hell you're talking about. But she's going to get people because they're gonna be backpacking, and then you see Logan. You're like, hey, it's the Freddy vs. Jason kid.
Yes, I thought, I was like, God, this guy looks familiar, and I was like, it's that dude.
When did Freddy vs. Jason came out? What, 2003? So it would have been 6 years after this.
Yeah,
I was like, man, he's young. I was like, yeah, 6 years is actually pretty long time for a kid to grow and look a lot older.
Yes, absolutely.
So she goes off to pick up the couple that is going backpacking to go find aliens or whatever it is, because I think this town is called Aurora, right? And
something like that.
So she goes there. She gets, for one, you got a guy coming out of the truck stop, and I guess the dude who's helping her put the groceries in is like the only one who works there. And then she's putting them away, and he's like, and he says something racist, and I was like, and then hits on her. Yeah, because the kid was Hispanic or something like that. And so he said some derogatory thing to him, and then immediately turned around and like started hitting on her. I was like, I don't think that's like something that's gonna make her perk up and be like, oh yeah, baby, that's what I want.
I thought that's what he was talking shit about her too. He's like, the fuck are you, like, are you from around here? Like, it's rude as piss. And then she answers, and then he hits on her. Like, there's no like escalation. Yeah. It's just down here to up here instantly.
So we then meet the other group that we're going to be hanging out with for the majority of the movie. We have Abby, her dad, and hippie guy, because he likes to make mention he is a hippie or a former hippie. And of course we had to have a hippie, and then later on we meet a war vet. So it's like, okay, there we go. So the trucker's driving down the street, and again, where is everyone on these roads?
No way.
Maximum Overdrive was the same thing. No one was on the highway. Why is no one on the highway?
They were all going home.
Like, what is this? Doom Generation's here.
Hey.
Hello.
You know what? Since Doom Generation's here, I'm gonna take another dab of this this chicken with the habanero. I'm just gonna douse this one with the habanero. This is gonna be my habanero chicken.
He's gonna taste that shit in his nose.
I'm gonna take another bite. So
I'll do
for people just joining, I'm starting off with this habanero, this mango habanero hot sauce, and then I'm gonna be going to the raspberry Carolina Reaper hot sauce. So I'm gonna take another bite of this. I'm not the biggest fan of super hot sauces, so this is, some people be like, oh, it's nothing. For me, it's something.
Yep. All right, he turned his mic off. He's going in for a bite, which we don't actually see him eating the chicken. He's just putting his mouth on something off screen. There it is. Okay, he's showing it now.
Yes.
He pointed at it with a fork.
This right here.
This is for the audio listeners, guys, by the way.
Diarrhea for the fans to show your love. Absolutely. That would be been there.
If it's not, there we go. You don't have to put it on the screen. I'm just doing this. The people listening can't see it anyway. I'm just giving you shit. He's going to get shits after this, but not the kind of shit I'm giving him.
Oh boy, that second bite. Golly.
You said you loaded it up. I was like, I don't know, man. I just took a Tums for you.
So the trucker's going down the street, things are happening. The truck starts going out of control. He gets out, immediately checks what's going on because it's not normal. Oh my god! And
Lenny, can I buy you some time?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This is actually shown. There's something shown in this movie that I don't think is shown in Maximum Overdrive. I'm actually almost 100% positive. We actually see people in the vehicles when they lose control, like trying to fight with control of the vehicle. So don't do a Maximum Overdrive at all, that I recall. And but yeah, it's kind of neat. So it's the asshole that hit on and offended the lady and made racial comments and stuff. That guy.
So he gets locked out of his truck, but then he gets locked in his truck. He literally thinks someone's messing with it. He goes to the back. He opens the back. His cargo is like frozen meat. So he hops back in there, and then the truck starts doing its thing. It shuts all the doors. It shuts him in there. You want to know the funny thing? And it's not a spoiler because you don't see this man for the rest of the thing. You don't even get a thing where like that man blows up, to be honest. Like you never see him again.
Oh, that happens to another character later in the movie, but we'll just figure that out later.
So
don't get me started.
This is rough. Like trying to like get your mouth and your brain to like cooperate. We haven't gotten to the Carolina Reaper yet. So she's driving back with the group of people that she just picked up, and she sees the truck. And at first they're like, What's that truck there for? Doors open, no one's around. They don't stop for that. What?
I was just reminding me it's the pickup truck from beginning that went to the house.
I'm not talking about that because she does see that truck when she's going to pick them up. It's not as far into the road. She's like,
that's weird.
What's going on there? But when she's coming back, she passes the truck that we just saw. Yeah. And she doesn't stop for it. She's like, that doesn't seem weird. We're just gonna keep going. Yeah, it's probably it's that douchebag's truck, so I don't care. But once they see the other truck, they stop because it's farther into the road. And so the dad is like, hey, let's check this out. We got to figure out what's going on here. And so they get out, they look around, nothing's happening. So they go to push it off the road. And that's when that's the truck that comes alive, right?
Yeah, because it terrorizes them for a little bit.
So it comes alive, it starts driving around. And then it like smashes into their van.
Poor Ford
drives away. Do they discover the dude from the beginning of the movie before or after they get attacked?
I don't remember. Do you remember?
It's at some point they check.
Did that dude in the shower?
Yeah, they see him. They're like, "Oh, Phil, no," and he's dead with like the shower curtain covering.
Yeah, because he's like scratched and laying. He's naked.
Well, yeah, I mean he was in the shower.
My favorite shot though was in the beginning when that truck kills him, and the shower curtain is on the front of the truck, and then it like slides off and like flies away, and it's all covered in blood. I was like, actually, pretty good shot there.
I said, is that skin? Because it looked like skin.
It's the 28 club. It's gonna happen. All right, I'm gonna take the last bite of this one. We're not even like that far into the movie here, and I'm already ate a whole chicken. I'm gonna wait a little bit. So after they get attacked, of course, everyone's spooked. Boring Susan there, or whatever the hell her name was. She's there with her
Hope.
Hope, yeah. Hopefully, her name is Hope because you hope that she's not in the movie the whole time. Unfortunately, spoiler alert, she is. But she is holding the largest cell phone ever because it's 1997. And it's one of those just bricks. Dustin's here. Oh, man.
Hey, Dustin. Wait, is it Dustin? Yeah, I know it's Dustin.
Yeah. So they got to wait for someone to pick them up. We're back at the cabins where the couple shows up, the Jaegers, and they are horny as fuck. They get
pissy.
Yeah, they're like all like, ew, especially it's the wife mostly. She's like,
go figure.
Oh my god, like what are we doing here? Like this is just cabin's good. All right, let's go. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like, and then they go to the diner, And they're like eating, they're like feeding each other, like all cute, like, and then
She's
they
like, "I
go
don't
and
eat
have
country food."
they have the most TV version sex you'll ever have. Well, you think you might see something, but no, you ain't seen nothing. This was made
It
for
takes
TV.
her like 5 minutes to get his shirt off. Like,
Yep.
ma'am.
Like, listen, when a dude really wants it, that shirt's coming off like that. You're not even thinking about it. It's just sometimes the
Rip it,
shirt
rip
stays
it.
on. You know, you just gotta go with it.
Yeah.
It's messy though. It can. I'm just saying.
It can, yeah. You can get some of that splooge on there. It's not good to clean
True.
up.
Listen, yes, it's runoff, whatever you want to call it. But dude, my thing, it pisses me off. Why did they shit on the diner food? Diner food rocks.
I know, they're like, oh, I'm so sick of country food. You're like,
rule.
fuck out of here, man.
I love it.
Everything they
All
were
right.
eating looked great.
The sassy voice will come back. Will come back.
It will.
Anytime we talk about a character like this, it has to be that voice. If I can remember to do it.
You want to talk about your hair?
No, that's what I'm talking about. I don't have to worry about it. Like, listen, dude. There are some occasional friendly fire circumstances that happen, but you just, I get it.
It's like a geyser. Just you're like, oh!
How did it get up there? Who turned the pressure up?
We've had that discussion.
What did I eat?
It's like when you go to the ocean and there's that one rogue wave, but you have like rogue semen, and it's just like, and like ends up in your hair. Like, what's fucking happening?
And then you show up at somebody else's house with your hair like this.
Oh, okay, we're going that
On
way.
a date.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh man.
Oh, is that hairspray? Hair gel? No. It's all natural.
So according to Wikipedia, this town is called Lunar, not Aurora, whatever we said. It's Lunar, and it's in Nevada. The first line of Wikipedia's description of the plot is Lunar is a small Nevada town populated mostly by rednecks and kept alive by its military base in proximity to Area 51.
Do these people not know how things work? I don't know if it's, and maybe this does apply to a greater, broader area than I realize. People who live in Nevada, not people I would call rednecks.
No,
not
at all.
We live in the
Tennessee, do the hills. Like people
I
can
always
talk
find
to
it
me and I
funny.
won't understand them. Like,
I always find it
those are
funny when
rednecks.
people who live like, in rural areas where I live, I live pretty far north and they get called, like, usually don't you associate that mostly with like people from the South?
Yeah, it's the South. Like I get Nevada's technically on the southern half of the state. It's not a southern state. It's in the Southwest.
It's supposed to be like in warmer areas, right? Yeah.
I guess.
Whatever. I don't want to get into the whole, semantics of rednecks.
I know, right?
Oh man. So the truck stop guy has to go out and get Hope and the gang, and he almost gets hit by the truck. I love he's just casually driving. He's like, and the truck just like goes into his lane. He's like, "Oh, you idiot, you idiot!" I'm like, bro, that man had a vendetta. If that was an actual person, but it's not. It was not.
When did the truck kill the other truck, or is that about to happen?
When did the truck kill the other truck?
Remember the semi truck at some point after they get attacked with the truck, the main group in the van, like get hit, and then like the big semi comes by and it almost hits them, and it hits that one truck for the very beginning of the movie, and I was like, these guys,
yes,
like they don't give a fuck about each other. This is not like Maximum Overdrive. They're think for themselves.
Yeah, I think that truck just had its destination plan. He was like, "You're in my way, I'm going."
Well, man, that's our big bad guy truck. It just doesn't have a Green Goblin face, so
it's the same kind of semi too as the Green Goblin truck. It was a Western Star. Yep,
very nice. I like the color scheme, the blue and white. It looks good.
Yeah, I mean it's a simple truck. They didn't plaster like I was really hoping this one would have had Spider-Man's face on it for like it was like Doc Ock from the comics. Just we got some fun things going on in the chat right now.
Now I'm just thinking it's going to say Doc Cock instead of Doc Ock because of our chat. Like, I would love all these spelunking errors. This is fantastic. It's great.
So we then see a military man driving a truck, and dude, why do people in movies when they drive, do they do this? you're literally going to be doing this the whole time. Like, what are
People
we
don't
doing?
drive vehicles in real life, apparently.
You're just gonna be
Like, what is
driving.
happening here? And of course, he loses control of the truck because the truck takes control and drives straight into like an electrical grid, blows everything, and pretty much causes a huge mess.
It's a good explosion.
Oh yeah, it's actually really
It's
good.
great.
I actually like the scene where they look outside and they see the smoke in the distance.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's pretty good. So the main truck shows up to the truck stop, and this is when they found Phil dead in the shower, but we already talked about this. We don't need to keep going into that.
He's dead.
So things are starting to happen at the truck stop. The two truckers that were there to eat lunch and were talking shit about the country food want to go back out to their trucks because they're like, yeah, something crazy is going on out there. I'm going to go out there. And every time they try to step out there, they'd almost get hit by a truck, or they try to get in the truck and it would drive away without them. And they're like, oh, there's something crazy. I don't know what to do. So we then see another truck, which is this like an electric company truck that is like driving, trying to chase down Ray and the gang after he picks the
because it's got that. Yeah, I think so.
It's got like that gate, that like platform on the front, and
yeah, I think
all
it's
that.
the one. That, is it yellow? Right?
It's orange.
Orange. I'm sorry, I'm bad with colors.
Orange.
It's okay. It's close enough. So we find out the CBs are down, so you can't communicate with anybody. No radios happening. I don't know why I'm doing this motion, but there's no CB radios going on here. And so they send in a group in a. I thought this was going to be an ice cream truck when I first saw this truck. I was like, "We got another ice cream truck?" No, it was this truck that's going to go clean up this mess.
Because the truck that blew up earlier had poisonous gas in it, or some kind,
which gets into the air. Which, to be honest, would have been a great way to say this is how the trucks became sentient. Like this gas got into the trucks, causing the issue, but instead it's just the trucks are sentient, guys. All right, cool.
Yeah, just roll with it.
We then get a couple of this is my favorite, one of my favorite kills of the entire movie. So there's a mailman in a town where there's where are all the people in this movie? Where are all the people in this town? There's no one around. This mailman is delivering mail to a ghost town. This dude is from Freddy's Dead. All the children are gone. The parents are walking around like, Freddy Krueger took all the children.
Yeah, and like
will you be my child?
So, dude, like I talked about this a long time ago when this whole trucks fucking idea got brought up. There's two scenes I remember in this movie because I have seen this movie before. I have not seen this movie since I was like 15 years old, and I've not seen it since I was 15 years old. And there's two scenes I remember. It's this one and the one later. And I cannot fucking believe that this scene is in this movie. Kills me.
So this man is delivering mail, and we then see a remote control truck. You're like, all right, I actually like what I'm seeing here. This remote control truck sets up a jump with other toys in the store so that it can escape, and then taunt this mailman to the point where it knocks him over, and then just repeatedly drives into his fucking head to the point where it shows the front of the truck and there's just like guts all dripping down.
Like he's getting like hit into the side, like the curb, like squirting blood on.
He's
like,
getting curb stomped by a Tonka remote control truck.
Fucking wild. Dude.
It is one of the best kills I've seen in a movie in a long time. I'm like, who would have thought?
Ridiculous.
They were like, Maximum Overdrive didn't do this shit. We're gonna do this shit.
No, they really didn't.
So more trucks start showing up to the restaurant, truck stop, whatever you want to call this place, and it kind of separates the group. Abby and Logan get stuck in the garage with the married couple, and then the rest of them are in the diner. So the hippie guy, or alien buff, I guess I should say, because he was the one who was rambling off about Area 51 and questioning the dad, because the dad was a former Air Forceman. And then I don't know if I said that right. Is it Air Forceman? Somebody who's in the Air Force. And he, he's like, oh, Area 51 doesn't exist. it's all crap. You know, I've been around, I've seen things, I haven't seen any aliens or spaceships or whatever. And he was like,
because he was stationed at Area 51, but all it was a military base.
Right. So he at the diner starts kind of explaining to a degree kind of the beginning of Maximum Overdrive in that like excerpt that we get in the beginning, kind of talking about like, oh, it could be gases in the atmosphere. It could be, you know, it could be extraterrestrial where something is leaving off some sort of residue or whatever that's causing all this to happen. And everybody's like, yeah, you're crazy, hippie boy. Why don't you smoke some more weed, you stupid fuck? And you're like, and he's just, this dude is like, I would have loved to sat down with this guy and just had a full on conversation. Like this dude seemed super chill. Even when he is literally getting slapped, pretty much like verbally slapped, he's just like, all right, believe what you want. I'm going to go chill over here. See you later. Peace.
Yep.
So you find out that the old man has a gun, and I guess Ray doesn't like guns because
he's a bitch.
This movie decided, hey guys, so we're going to do kind of a remake to Maximum Overdrive, a movie about trucks that become sentient. You know, trucks that kind of go around killing people. Let's just add a bunch of exposition and garbage that no one gives a fuck about.
So like a lot of these shitty horror movies though. But I agree.
I mean, you could still enjoy them even if it has some, but when you just overload it to kind of be like, hey, this is interesting, it's like, no, it's not.
No.
So you find out that Ray's wife was gunned down in a random drive-by in Detroit. It's like, oh, I'm putting another good name on Detroit. Let's mark that down. What's that? Number fucking 12. Listen, the movie's doing it, not me. So they moved out here so that he could protect his son better. And it's like, okay, that's fine. But Hope is the most dull and boring character in this movie. And she's the one who has to just talk about just blah, blah, blah. You're just like, shut up or speak up. I don't know. I can barely understand what she's saying half the time. She doesn't have any emotion when she's reading the lines. She's just like, oh no, what do we do now? Oh no, we probably should figure something out. I'm like, Jesus, woman, let's try a little bit.
There's a scene earlier in the movie where they're getting, it's one of the scenes where they're chasing. I think it's right after the vehicle thing, like where the truck tries to kill him and they jump in with Ray's car, and he leans over to her and he's like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm terrified. And like does not emote any more than she has this whole fucking movie. I'm like, thank you. That's why I started calling her Sleepy Hope or Sleepy Lady or whatever.
Like, wow.
Yeah, please try harder.
Thanks so much for that. That was fun. But it was just, there was too much of this. And there was moments of this movie that were playing music that just did not fit this movie. It was like sad piano and stuff. I'm like, what do we do? What is happening? Whatever. This is my second favorite kill of this movie because it's the most outrageous fucking thing I've ever seen about a movie about trucks that are alive. And that is, we're back with the chemical guys.
Yeah.
Dude's like, I gotta go check my equipment. He goes back there. And the driver's suit starts filling up with air to the point that it becomes like it becomes a slasher villain.
Yep.
This suit filled with air just becomes a slasher. He just picks up an axe, kills the driver, then he kills the dude in the back. I'm like, what is this? Are we watching the same movie? Did Tubi just decide to switch it to something else? What's going on?
It's the villain from Ferngully. He just ended up in the wrong movie for a little bit. It was Tim Curry.
All I gotta say to anyone listening right now, or anyone who's gonna be listening in the future, I don't highly recommend this movie, but please look up this clip of this kill of this
and
whole
the remote control truck.
And the remote control truck.
These two, yes.
This movie's only an hour and a half. It is pretty funny, so I would just say watch it.
Yeah, I mean, like this, like every other kill kind of makes sense and like how the story works. Like, you know, people getting hit by trucks, whatever. But like, it's those two. It's just like, do they just need to up the kill count? Like, guys, we just need some wacky bullshit in this
What's
movie.
the most? I was literally sitting there going, "What is this?"
This is the other scene I told you I remembered. Like the hazmat suit filling up and like becoming like a person. I was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I love it. It's so good. stuck with me forever. I'll probably remember to the day I
man.
die.
So we're then back at the truck stop, and Ray goes outside because he's gonna go face off with the truck. And I went, "Yeah, this is gonna work out well for you, pal." But nothing happens. The trucks don't really like. He is able to get back into the diner, and this is kind of when you get told for the first time about his wife. Then you get told about it 2 more times because people are like, "I heard about your wife. I heard about your wife," and I'm like, "All right, cool. We didn't need this." I don't know. Like, to be honest, so the actor who plays Ray, best actor in the movie. Him and his son.
Yeah.
I liked Logan too. I'll even give it to George. He was an old man, so he did his best. But Ray's putting it all in there, and he's doing a really good job with it. Also, I think at some point they were trying to force him and Hope together. Even by the end, you're like, it doesn't really fit. Hope's
I know.
boring.
And at least it wasn't like it wasn't not shitting on the movie for it, but it wasn't like Maximum Overdrive. It wasn't that blatant of a like, you two should kiss. Like it wasn't like
You should too. You should too. You should too.
You should do.
You two should have
kiss.
sex an hour
Right now?
after meeting each other.
Like right now. Oh,
Yeah, right.
We're talking about the movie. I'm sorry.
All right.
Woo. This is a little hotter than the sauce
gonna-
you're having there, bro.
We're gonna dive into the
There's
Carolina
a no
Reaper
in
right now.
there.
Put a good amount on there. I'm not ready for this one.
It probably will. I told you I'll make that Pornhub account. It's gonna happen. Because one day I will get bored and make it, and they'll all be like really inappropriate titles.
All right.
Man gets
Sauce is on there.
Ooh, saucy.
like man in the man gets fucked hard by large cold meat in the back of a semi truck, but that'll just be the name of our video for this. He's thinking about it. He's contemplating, people.
We might
Took his
lose him.
bite.
All right, so that one is hot, but for some reason I feel like the habanero one was hotter. I don't know.
It was the
I mean, I still got a
Yummy.
whole
pepper we did.
I still got a whole I still got a whole piece of chicken here, so we'll
At least
see.
I got chicken.
My son fried these chicken up himself.
Very cool.
What?
That's awesome.
So, back to the movie. Abby's dad tells Ray about Project Phoenix. And to be honest, if you want to know what that is, I kind of just dozed out. Have no idea what it was about. But it was some crazy experiment that kind of doesn't go anywhere. So, I guess it doesn't really matter.
I thought it was a car made by Pontiac.
I did too. But I guess
That's what you get.
I don't know. We're in the garage with Logan and Abby, and then the Jaegers. Mr. Jaeger is, he's being a mechanic. He's fixing up the truck, and the truck turns on because originally the truck wasn't working.
Yeah,
Now that he got it working, the truck was able to come alive, and then pins him up against the door. And to be honest, this was pretty good. Like pins him up, and because you see in the beginning of the movie that Hope put the block of wood through the door.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's good. Like the truck is literally like trying to push its way out, but it can't because it's locked in there, and then it finally busts out. And
The
it
truck was
runs him
rubbing his
over.
tummy.
Yep. And Mrs. Jaeger comes out, and she's distraught, and they drag him back in, but they
We made you.
no, she does her own thing where she goes murderer, murderer. She's like hacking it with the axe. Mystery Men, that's a great movie. I haven't seen that movie in probably since I was a kid, probably. But I'm looking forward to your episode.
Remember the
Is it
adverts?
streaming somewhere? Because I'm gonna watch it before you drop that episode. So he's dead. They checked him. He's dead. She's distraught. She is literally like flipping out. She's, she gets brought into the diner, and things happen. I do like when all the trucks kind of get around the truck that got destroyed, and they're like, it looks like they're mourning it.
Yeah. Because one of the trucks plows into that old Chevy pickup.
Yeah,
Like, you
and
fucking
like just
rude sons of bitches. Yeah.
blows it up. And yeah, so they kind of like mourn it. They like honk a lot, so that's kind of their way of communicating with each other.
Just geese. Honk, 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 honk.
No, because he's when the one. I don't know
of
if
course
it's
not.
right, if it's this scene, but he's like, "What are they saying?" And I said, "Honk."
Yeah, but there's gonna be one rude ass truck that's got a different horn. It's just womp womp. It's like the right.
Or it's the horns that they put on trucks down here. Yeah.
Oh,
That's how you know
the
it's not
General
this-
Lee's. That's
Yeah.
the General Lee's horn.
But it's like prevalent more
Yeah,
here.
yeah, you get it all over here.
It's so dumb.
Like there's that one just rude ass truck. All the other trucks give him shit because he's really inappropriate. And
so, where am I here? Ray and Hope talk, and you just go,
okay,
I don't care about this conversation. And because it's so overly serious, and you're like, why is it in this movie? I don't care.
I just saw
because it's literally
by a blown up suit in an RC truck.
All I gotta say is the actress who plays Abby, she can scream because she screams a couple
Yes.
times after that dude dies, and you're like, damn,
Holy
Yeah.
fuck,
she's got
dude.
some lungs. But yeah, it's the conversation that we talked about where it's literally Hope going, I heard about your wife, and you're like, bro, we already know this. We don't care. This isn't adding to anything. Other than he's like, yeah, I just wanted to move here to be safe. And she's like, well, I moved back because I felt safe here. And I'm like, cool. Can we move on?
Yeah, because everybody could have predicted sentient trucks. Way to
Yeah.
go, guys.
I'm like, are you guys in the right movie? Are you
Yeah,
guys
you're-
reading the
you're-
right script?
Your message doesn't really, it's not really ringing with me, bro.
What's going on here? So the kids and Ray communicates with the kids with a whiteboard. You see kind of earlier, and he tells them about the drainage pipe that runs underneath, kind of a throwback to Maximum Overdrive with the pipe that leads them to the Dixie Boy. And they run out to the pipe, and then two trucks literally drive up and try to like suffocate them by like dropping like rocks and stuff to cover up the entry points. And Ray goes outside to save him, and he thinks he's gonna die, and literally the trucks like drive, and then the main truck like honks once, and the truck's like literally just about to hit him.
Yep, it's pretty cool.
And then I don't understand why characters do this, and I understand it's a movie, so don't why you stress about this, because it's stupid.
Yep.
When you have an opportunity to climb out of something, make it quick. Stop lollygagging. Like literally Logan's sitting there in the pipe. He's like, should I go? And he like inches out. I'm like, bro, if you don't move, that truck could turn back on again and just run your ass over. So you better crawl as fast as you can. It's just like, come on, man. Get out of there.
I will say, not the best I've ever seen, but it's a decently tense scene. They're trying to get out from underneath of it. So
my nose is starting to run. Yeah, I'm good. So we also get this like random fight that happens in the truck stop because the two truckers want to leave, but they clearly can't. So they go out there, and you're just like, okay. It literally lasts 5 seconds. It's like one guy hits one dude, the other dude hits the other dude, the other dude hits the other dude, and then it's over with. And you're like,
well, the hippie takes out one of them with the glass bottle, and the other one runs outside. String Bean runs outside.
yeah, the one who
And
goes
then
to the other shack there and finds the beers and stuff.
With all, like he's at the best setup, dude. What the fuck's he doing, man? Don't squander this opportunity.
I know. So the fact is, though, is that these kids are just crawling at the speed of a tortoise, and the trucker goes out that side and almost messes everything up because the trucks then are turning their attention on him and go after him. So it kind of bad things almost happen, but nothing happens at the same time. So he gets over to the shack that has the beer. It's got gasoline. Like, yeah, he's got it made. I would have chilled there for at least a couple hours, just chilling. There's probably some pornos hiding in a drawer somewhere. Come on, man.
The old Jack Shack. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, you just go in there. It's like no one else is going to be in this shack. So, like, enjoyable beer in one hand, pour in the other.
Yeah, I mean, like you don't have to worry about the trucks peeking unless, like, one of the trucks is into fleshies or something.
So there
Turns
was
one
an
of the headlights on.
Yep.
there was an original part of the script, I guess, where Logan forms a relationship with the motorcycle that he
What the-
likes. Like there was gonna be some weird thing with him and the motorcycle, and then they decided, nah, that's probably not a good idea. It's like, yeah, it's not a good idea. He's a child.
It's like
That's
it's like
where-
RC from Transformers.
That's where my strange addiction got it.
Yeah. Then they're drinking
Really?
gas and fucking tailpipes, dude.
He watched
they had the guy
Transformers. He's
with
like, I need to fuck my car.
Well, there's RC's a female motorcycle that has been oddly sexualized way too fucking much, but I shouldn't say
Yeah.
oddly. It's the internet. Go figure.
I guess I just don't get it.
What fucking cars?
He made out with his car. Literally made his
yeah.
out with his
Well,
car.
like, listen, I
Disgusting.
like cars. I think I will call like I have in the past many times said like, what was my thing about cars? Like, oh, I'd sleep with it or something like that. Like just a random throwaway line. Like jokingly, I think a car is a beautiful thing, but I'm like having sex with a fucking vehicle. Like from a design standpoint, it's a beautiful thing, but it's not like, oh, I put my dick in that. That's gotta feel good. I want some charcoal and some
tailpipe.
lacerations. Yeah. There's a good way to lube up the leather on the shifter, the shift nail, a boot. Oils.
Uh-oh.
You good?
Yeah, it's always like the back of the throat.
Yeah, I know. It usually gets me too. It's the callus isn't formed properly.
Yeah. I didn't get
I'm not
lubricated
supposed
well
to
enough.
deep throat it.
How is it though? Like taste wise, how is it?
It's not bad. I actually like it. It's got a good taste. This has a
Good.
better taste, though. The Hopgoblin.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's hot. To be honest, though, I feel like this is hotter. I don't know. I mean, this is hot. Like I definitely felt like I put way more on that last bite. So interesting.
Sweet. I'm glad you're pseudo enjoying it.
Yeah, it's not like it's not. I mean, the thing is, I hadn't tasted either of these before tonight, so I didn't really know what I was expecting.
Just tell your wife not to worry about you if you hop up very fast in the middle of the night. I'll be
Trust me, my
fine.
wife ain't worrying about that. She's like, I know he shits a lot. It's normal.
Oh no, listen.
No, you just take forever. I'm the
No,
one that go all the time.
I have to have a planning meeting. It's not you just rush in there. You got to have a fucking.
You're in there trying to solve life's problems.
I do, man. You know, just sitting there like, you know what? I bet you I could crack that whole cancer thing. And, like you're just sitting there like, no, not really. But
You're doing
I
like
bet
the pros and cons of certain things in life.
mine's more like pros and cons of like which kind of peanut butter you should get, which is always creamy for me. I'm sorry, I don't like crunchy.
Listen, it's one of those things where if it's in the cabinet, I'm gonna use it. If I don't have creamy, you know.
I just don't buy it.
And
I don't
sometimes
allow
my wife ends up getting it. At least she get like a small thing of it.
So crunchy peanut butter goes really well in recipes for something that needs peanut butter.
Like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
No, like
Let's talk about a recipe. Just put it on
Like
the bread.
peanut butter bars. We
That's
use
fair.
crunchy peanut
Or
butter.
peanut butter cookies.
Yeah.
That's fair. I still like creamy. I like the smoothness.
Smooth.
Yeah, got throw that V in there, bro.
So Mrs. Yeager, she decides she's done with it.
Nah. Tap,
She
tap.
wanders outside.
Don't they dope her up?
Oh yeah.
Do they?
Is
They
this the
drug her
lady
up?
that they give her? They
Yeah, after her husband died, they give her like
give her a sedative.
roofies or something.
No, I said they gave her Ambien because of what happens.
This will take the edge off, sweetie.
But yeah, she wanders outside and she climbs up this like hillside. The truck got out there so easily, by the way. Like where was this? I want to know where this road was. I wish they showed the truck kind of like going, but instead it was like, did you just see her walking? And then the truck is just behind her, and you're like, oh, all right.
Dude, listen, this is how the shot should have gone. So it's like the cliff face she climbed up. And that's what you see like directly at the camera. And she's just walking
Right.
across top. The truck, I'm just kind of for the vid, for the people who haven't seen it, I'm building a visual. Like, so like, and then the truck should have came from the backside over it, just ramping, just poof, hit her and just go off. And is with her body pinned to the
Yeah.
grill, just hit the ground and explode. Because these trucks do not give two fucks about killing people or for self-preservation more often than not.
I agree, 100%.
I thought that shot. I mean, the shot for this movie worked. I just thought that would have been more dynamic. But whatever.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, oh, all right, there it is. I had to find some way to get up there.
Add another one to the body count, baby.
So the trucks kind of have a meeting where they kind of like group up together. They're like honking at each other.
Yeah, they're going to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Planning meeting.
Right. And there's also more useless conversation inside of the diner. They're just like, I don't care. And but there's also a conversation about George as well. Like, oh, where'd you get George? Oh, he served in Korea with my dad. Because you hear a couple times from George that he served in Korea, and like certain things that he was doing in the diner was like stuff he learned in Korea and stuff like that. So that's why Ray hired him. And then you find out that he's dying. And you're like, is this gonna lead to anything? No.
Not feel as bad when he gets pooched later.
Like,
maybe,
damn, man. But there's a whole planning session where they plan a way to get out of the diner. Both the truckers get taken out in the most glorious fashion. So the one trucker is in the shed still, and he
making Molotov cocktails.
The other trucker who's just kind of been chilling in the diner the whole time is just like, I'm just gonna make a run for it and hop in my truck. Hops in his truck.
Because goes out there to the one dude with the Molotov cocktail starts like trying to heave him out his truck at the truck.
That's my truck.
Yeah.
My truck.
He knows what's happening. Why are you doing this?
So he literally gets in his truck, can't control the truck. The dude's Molotov cocktailing the truck, and the truck's like, see you later. Just drive straight to the garage and just boom.
The whole thing
huge explosion. And I love the fact that every time before this, someone would die, like it was like screaming or people just like, oh my God. But this time everyone's just staring out the window like,
okay.
What just happened? All right.
Well, no, like, and it's a great explosion too. Like it's a like a really great shot. Our son was down here watching it. He fucking loved it. I was like, I don't know why this happened, but it's sweet.
So this is when the trucks slowly start taking out the buildings. They take out the garage that had the motorcycle in it. So Logan had to grab that and bring it to the other building. Yeah. The funniest thing is like the motorcycle. Like Logan was the one who really liked the motorcycle, and he never gets to ride it.
Yeah.
This is like, here you go, guy. And then the guy, you never see it actually ridden either. It's just pushed and then it's over. You're like, okay. But Abby goes out there because the phone's ringing. She freaks out. She starts running out there. And then, of course, she gets hippie dude killed. And I'm like, you bitch. How dare you? I like this character. This character literally at one point is just chilling out on a Porsche. And he just has like this heart-to-heart conversation with Abby. And I'm like, this is the conversation I care about. I care about this conversation.
He seems like a chill ass dude.
Yeah. And she gets him killed. He gets splattered. Like straight up. Wow. And I love that the dad ran outside to grab her, and it was definitely not her. It was definitely like a cardboard cutout, because when they're carrying her away, it looks so cartoonish. She is just straight as a board.
I made her rewind it. I was like, rewind it. Did you just fucking see this?
That was great.
Oh, like, what is that?
I'm upset that later in the movie, it wasn't just like the hippie dude like stuck to the truck's grill, like Lotso Loving Bear from Toy Story 3.
Oh, that would have been great.
Oh, that'd been so funny.
Right. I want a hug.
Might as well take another bite of this. We're getting close to the end of this movie.
I want another joint.
I just love the irony, though, if you think about it, with Toy Story 3, the ending of Toy Story 3, the fact that it's him attached to the front of that garbage truck, is that the driver of the garbage truck was Sid from Toy Story 1.
I had heard that.
He was the garbage boy. You see it in the beginning because he's wearing the same shirt that Sid's wearing in Toy Story 1.
That's right. That's it. He's taking another bite.
Mm-hmm.
He's wiping his mouth. Gingerly.
You can't wipe too hard, especially after you
No,
eat
because
something
it would be, if
spicy.
that stuff's spicy, your lips are gonna be tender.
That's a spicy.
The
Why
spice
is it
must
so
flow.
spicy?
No, the spice must.
Oh boy.
It's gonna blow like his ass later.
So we then get a similar scene to Maximum Overdrive where the trucks need to be fueled up. And I'm like, what? Why?
Yeah.
But then this movie goes, we're going to do something that actually makes sense. So in this movie, instead of Maximum Overdrive, where they just filled it up, and you're like, why did they do that? This movie went, we're going to fill them up with gas because they're diesel.
Yep.
It'll fuck with them. Because they even say it. And I'm like, but also, when they're talking about it, they say it right in front of the truck. And I'm like, can't the trucks hear you? Don't they know what you're like? Aren't they sentient now? Like, what's happening? The one thing I hate about hot sauce is that it creates so much saliva in your mouth. You're just like, you're trying not to drool everywhere.
It's
Yeah,
like
to clean off your mic later.
it's
Oh, what's
damn
that?
it.
No, it's chicken.
No, nothing. Go ahead. I lost it. It's fine.
Oh my god. So they put the gas in the diesel trucks. Sneaky. Abby and Daddy make up. Then they're gonna go away. Hope and who the fuck is that? I don't know who that is. I must have typed a name and it autocorrected to something else.
Nope.
Hope and I think it says it's supposed to be what the fuck is the main guy's name? Ray. Why does it put Reddy? The fuck is not even the same? Hope and Ray meet up with Logan. And this is when George sacrifices himself. He goes outside, he starts shooting at the trucks, and then he gets totally destroyed. But the truck drives through the diner, and then Ray shoots the truck, blowing it up.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is awesome. Great explosions. Love it.
I didn't see this. I had to leave.
I
She finished the
told you
movie.
about
I
it.
just stepped away. They told me what happened.
I told you about it.
But carry on.
So you're like, oh, cool. This is the end, right? The main truck is dead, and all the other trucks have gas in them. So, yay, movie over, right? No, the movie's still going. They're just chilling in like a bush somewhere, just hanging out. Like, hey, we want to have more useless conversations, and you're like, nah, I don't really care.
They're hiding
We
behind
then-
the telephone pole.
We then meet an electrician who's working on, for one, I don't think electricians work on shit by themselves.
No.
Or
when
at
they're-
night
when
like
they're-
that.
Right. And they're working in a bucket. Like, there's clearly going to be somebody else there, right?
Yeah.
Electricians who are listening to our show, please let me know.
Yeah, there has to be a code for
I
that
was gonna
shit.
say most of the guys here when they're working on the power lines are working with someone else.
Right.
Yeah, because in case that bucket or something fails, there has to be somebody that can alert them or get them down.
But the thing that made me laugh was the fact when it starts like malfunctioning and he thinks someone's down there fucking with him. He's like, I'm going to come down there, kick your ass. I'm like, no, you're not. You're in a bucket like 50 feet in the air. You ain't going nowhere, bro.
And then he climbs out the side of it. Like, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
What are you doing? And then the bucket is like slowly like pushing itself towards the hell is it called on the side
Power
of the
lines?
electrical- No.
The Transformers?
The
Transformer. Okay, he touches his transformer like 4 times before it actually fully electrocutes him. I'm like, bro, you touch that thing once, you're fucking fried. You're done. Your insides turn into goop.
He
What's it
literally gave it a hug.
He did. He was like, he kept like going,
What?
Oh, what did I call it earlier?
Squirrel catchers or something?
Yeah, squirrel catchers. Because every time all the squirrels down here love them, and you'll just hear a loud pop and a big blue ball, and it's a squirrel.
They love it so much they like to die for it.
I was walking into school one time, and it was the first time I'd ever seen it. And all of a sudden, you see this big blue ball, and it was loud, and it
Oh, yeah.
knocked the power out.
The thing about this though is that what does this lead to? Nothing.
Nothing.
So many things in this movie just lead to nothing. You're just like, okay.
Yep.
So Hope again says a lot of nonsense about the world and how it's gonna be. Oh, it's gonna turn into the world full of rust. And I went, oh, you were talking, Hope. I'm sorry, I dozed off there.
The only thing is Russ never sleeps.
Yeah.
We wouldn't listen, Moltar.
Trucks
We wouldn't
die
have
tonight. Trucks die tonight.
we wouldn't
Trucks.
have yeah. We wouldn't have to be made of metal because we'd be at the beach. Anyway, sorry, dumb reference. I do love the trucks die tonight. We didn't talk about. Oh, I'm going to talk about this at the end. I need to talk about something.
That's
about
fine.
the movie, but keep
There's a
going.
lot we got to hear. Okay, so the leader truck is back because there's a helicopter coming over. I'm like, okay, rubber melts, right? So tires aren't going to be very useful.
Fuel lines,
also-
brake lines.
Also, tractor trailer truck, humans running. I think the tractor trailer truck's going to win, but
Yes.
but for some reason the humans are able to get onto the helicopter before the truck gets to them. The truck jumps off a jump into like the one body of water that's in the middle of this vast nothing. You're like, all right, that was interesting.
Sure.
And you know, they're there. Abby's there. Abby's in like a catatonic state. She's like, he's like, Logan's like, Abby, it's me, Logan, Abby. And you think she's in a catatonic state because of like the entire situation that they were just in, but then you find out really why she's like that. And do you see the dad? I don't remember if you saw the dad, but it's literally Ray going up to the front going, hey guys, thanks so much for saving us. And there's nobody there. The helicopter's flying on its own.
It is saying stuff though.
Yeah, it says stay calm, folks. It's literally a repeat of the policeman on the TV from earlier in the movie when he's warning people about the situation.
You got a valid question about this part of the movie.
All right, while you're thinking about that, I'm going to take the last big ass bite of this chicken.
One, I want to know how she got in the helicopter, and two, where the fuck's her dad?
Hang on, he's chewing. He's got time to think now. He took a hell of a bite too.
Big ass bite.
Big fucking seething bite. Do you ever wonder when the guys are sitting around here and like in this apocalypse of machines, they're just sitting there like, because this is me, and of course I think of this stuff. Like, if we're enslaved to the machines, do we have to have sex with the machines?
They're all stick shifts. So you just.
But the holes is holes, bro. Believe me, truck vehicles have a lot of holes.
Listen,
that's where the creamy peanut butter comes in.
Listen, if it looks like the Transformer from part 2, the one who's like infatuated with Sam Witwicky, and then she turns into a Transformer, I'm like, I mean, if they look like that,
I mean, sometimes you find
you got to do what you got to do, you know?
Fair enough. And sometimes you find yourself beneath the enemy scrotum. So,
God, that fucking movie. God damn
I cannot believe that was a line in that movie.
You all are going to be able to vote on our first franchise in 2025. And if it's Transformers, that's going to be a fucking ride. So, yeah, that is the end of Trucks. I'm glad we did that. God, that's out of the way.
Did you not have a rebuttal to her comment?
No. He was.
I'm sorry. My brain was comprehending what was happening. Sorry. Go ahead.
He was extra spicy.
Yeah,
extra spicy.
No, I want to know how Abby got in the helicopter.
I don't know. Did she just do the same thing and then they highlight? Yeah, I'm guessing like the helicopter killed him, and like the helicopter was able to like force her in there, and she's like terrified from the situation
because this helicopter comes in
freaking fast. Like
I'm like, are we Tokyo drifting in the air?
Maybe.
Because it came in pretty hard.
But that's it. That's Trucks.
Can we talk about the tagline for this movie?
What's the tagline?
You turn, you die.
You turn.
It's dumb as shit. I was like, there's no way it's really the tagline.
I really enjoy the Ghost Rider behind the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
But God, the name of this movie is stupid. It's just called Trucks. And I get that's the Stephen King short story. And they were like, we really want to be more loyal to his short story. But it's a dumb title. Maximum Overdrive is cool. This was not.
Thanks for thinking of that damn Saturday morning. Oh, fuck. My dad used to do it when the morning they used to have the horsepower block on TV, and it was Trucks with Stacy. And he used to just modify trucks. The whole like that's what it was. It was like restoring and doing trucks, and that's what it makes me think of.
God.
I mean, I can't stop singing the duck song.
Ducks, quack, 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 quack.
Except for his trucks.
It's
honk,
trucks.
honk.
And I wish the trucks could quack.
Yeah, they probably could.
Stealing. What is it? Reading pornography, stealing your car, something like that. So they do. Are you good?
His nose is running. When you eat spicy stuff, that happens.
Baby, come back.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose.
Purge. Well, when your nose starts running out, at least that's when you've hit it. So, like, you got all that heat now.
Yeah.
Did you finish it? Is it done?
It's all gone. It's all
Nice.
gone. Both pieces of chicken with both different hot sauces there. Done.
Were they just chicken breast?
Yeah. Oh, I just stabbed myself in the fucking face. That was really good.
Just open wounds with spicy stuff. That'll be.
Oh yeah.
Really steals from the flavor.
So let's. What did we think of this movie?
It was all right. I mean, there were scenes that I liked, but as a whole, I was just kind of eh. The whole last scene was my biggest.
You're just your biggest question, like what the hell?
Because I'm
this?
like, we've gone from here to here, but there's like all this in between. What happened?
Yeah.
Abby could have just been sorry.
Kicked her dad.
Hey, Logan didn't care that she wasn't there until he saw her.
Right. Dan?
Okay. I like her. It's fine. It's okay. Like, it's definitely worth watching for some of the scenes. It's not as bad as I thought. Again, I had not seen this movie in, like I said, probably 22 years, 23 years. It's been a very long time. I remember when me and my buddies rented it, but like it was just the RC truck scene and with the Inflato killer, blow up killer, whatever you want to call him. And those are like the two most memorable scenes. And it does have some pretty good explosions. And some of the practicals cool with the vehicles, like plowing through buildings and stuff like that. And like, there's stuff that you could see somebody tried when they were making this movie. It wasn't just like a complete half-assed, just like shit movie. But it's I think it's decent at best. And there's some real standout scenes, but it's probably worth one watch. You could say, like, I watched Trucks, the other Maximum Overdrive like movie. So.
Yeah, I mean, I got to agree. I didn't think this was terrible. I thought it was fine. It had some good kills. I like the RC trucks and the inflatable suit kills are like, okay, was not expecting this, but I'm glad they're here, and it made me laugh. Some of the explosions were awesome. My lips are on fucking fire right now. It's not even my mouth; it's my lips. They're like tingling. Like painfully tingling.
Go give your wife a smooch when you're done.
Right. But yeah, I just some of the characters were just kind of like Hope sucked. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like her character sucked. It was like the performance just sucked. Like it was just nonchalant, just like, oh my god, what do we do? And then
She
again,
needs some coffee.
You always have to have those characters like the Jaegers when they first show up. Where it's like, oh my god. It's like, why can't you make the dude like that? Why is it always gotta be the woman who's gotta be the most obnoxious person? Because she was supposed to be the Lisa Simpson character from Maximum Overdrive. She wasn't nearly as bad because she doesn't really talk a lot. And she really doesn't do a lot other than just kind of sit around and go, honey, what is happening? And then her husband dies and she becomes hysterical, and then you never see her again until she gets plowed by a truck, and not in a good way either. But yeah, I mean, it was fine. It's definitely, I think, a one and done for me. I think if someone was like, hey, should I watch Trucks? I really like Maximum. I'm like, hey, check it out. You know, I'm not gonna tell you no. It's on Tubi right now. It's probably gonna be on Tubi for a while, I'm guessing. It's a made for TV movie. It's made for Tubi, and like I said, it's got some decent kills in it. And there's some characters that are fine, that are like you root for. But I'm glad that we finally covered it. I'm glad that I I was afraid. I was like, oh man, when are we going to be covering trucks? Because we said we were going to cover trucks, and things just weren't going the way we wanted them to, and we finally covered trucks.
I'm glad.
As for next month's Out of the Tubi, we are not going to be recording a new Out of the Tubi. We're going to be releasing an original Out of the Tubi. We're going to be releasing our Shark and Saw's Women's Prison Massacre episode that we did last year, because it's July. It's Shark Week soon. So you guys are going to be getting a double dose of Out of the Tubi in July, because this will officially be we're in July now for this. You'll get the audio version of this on Monday, and then you'll get, in a couple weeks, I'll drop that Shark and Saw's women's prison massacre. Jesus Christ. Because that one has been it's been sitting there.
It's there.
It's been there, and they just need to release it. So I'm going to drop that at some point. Thank you for supporting the show. We appreciate you. June was kind of a weird month for the show. The show, numbers aren't everything for us. We just enjoy doing this, but sometimes you look at the numbers, you go, wonder what happened there. But it was still a good month. We still had a good time. We released some really fun episodes in June. It was our Movies with Wheels month, so we covered some great movies. We covered Gone in 60 Seconds, the original from 1974, first time watch for me. So that was really interesting. We covered Days of Thunder, which was fun because that was a movie I thought I had seen when I was growing up, but then I realized I don't think I've ever seen this movie. We covered Maximum Overdrive, which is the reason why we just did this. And then we ended the month with The Italian Job from 2003, which was our Patreon pick. So thank you to Patreon for that episode. Dan is, I think, fondling a dick. I don't know what's happening right now.
It's The Italian Job.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Video watchers, that one's for you.
Yes. This one, of course, you guys will be able to watch the video version of this as soon as we end the stream, because the stream, that'll be there forever. But today we released our Orca, the Killer Whale episode to begin our Under the Sea month, or what was it?
Waterworks
month.
Under the
Sea. You guys got some fun episodes coming your way. Like I said, today we released Orca, the Killer Whale from 1977. Next week will be our Deep Blue Sea episode, which was Dan's pick, and he's not even in the episode. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
We just recorded.
That's gonna be our highest viewed one. Everybody's gonna be like, he's not in it. Really is. Go.
It really is. It's his first pick where it's gonna be the highest download.
Yes.
It's also Deep Blue Sea, so I would not be surprised.
Yes.
We just last weekend we recorded our Ponyo episode with Paul from the Flicks and Friends podcast, which was a lot of fun. And then this weekend we're recording our Patreon pick for our Waterworks month, and that is 2002's Ghost Ship. We're going to be having some brand new guests to the show. I'm very excited. We're going to be having Anna and Hannah from the Cinema Slabs joining us to talk about that movie that I watched way too much growing up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's your layout for the month of July. And then we got some fun stuff coming up for August and September. And then October, of course, is our Spooktober month. And November is Godzilla month because it is the 70th anniversary of Godzilla. So we are going to be dedicating an entire month to the Big G. And then December is our normal holidays favorites month. Maybe we'll change some things up. We're going to be doing a Friday the 13th episode in December. So that's going to be a unique thing to do, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, we got a lot of great things happening for the rest of the year, and you guys are going to hear it again every month when we do these things. But we figured we were going to do this at some point. So instead of doing the normal episode or the normal live stream, why not do a live Out of the Tubi? And I thought it was a lot of fun. The chicken eating, not as fun, but it wasn't as bad as I was expecting. I feel more confident now that whenever I get a call from Hot Ones, be like, hey, you want to join us? And I'll be like, fuck yeah, I do. I ate some pretty hot sauce. And I did pretty good.
They better invite me too.
We're all going to do it together. No, I think we should do a dissect that film. Hot Ones challenge. No. Okay, well, how about this? Angela, me and you will do it.
Yeah, I seriously can't.
So
do this.
we'll each get the sauces. Me and you will do the hot sauce thing, and Dan can be like the interviewer. Or maybe we'll do like a quiz show or something where
Yeah.
we'll have to do like if we don't answer the question right, we have to eat a wing.
A live
and we'll
chicken.
go through. Yeah, we have to just gnaw on a live chicken on just blood squirting everywhere.
Well, Spencer, it's fine. Just large.
Oh man. But yeah, thank you everybody. Seriously, your support means the world to us. We wouldn't do this if we didn't have the support from all of you. This is really it's just a fun thing we like to do. We like to sit around and we like to talk about movies, the good, bad, and the ugly. We don't like to stay in one lane. We like to kind of broaden our horizons. Like I said, we literally the beginning of this month, we talked about a Jaws ripoff, or at least what most people thought was a Jaws ripoff. We talked about a very popular shark movie this month. Then we went to a freaking kids movie, and then we're going to some cheesy horror movie at the end. So it's like we're all over the place. We like to broaden our horizons, even if the numbers don't really work out well for us with certain movies. We don't really care. We just like talking about whatever movies we want to talk about, and we like the fact that people listen and like the show and support us. And I mean, we don't really make too much money off of this thing. We do have a Patreon, as you can see on the bottom there. We do have a Patreon. If you want to financially support the show, we have a Patreon exclusive show called The Monster Zone at our $5 tier that is hosted by Dan and Angela, where we spin a wheel once a month and we talk about monster movies. This month, for the month of July, we're talking about Gamera versus Barugan.
Yep.
I'm very excited because I am kind of just dipping my toes into the Gamera series, or franchise, I should say. We did cover the animated show from Netflix last year, or whenever it dropped. I can't remember how long ago it was.
Sometime last year, I think.
So yeah, I'm very new to that franchise, so it's gonna be cool to kind of go back, because I guess this one is one that's really not well respected in the Gamera franchise, at least from what I've seen.
That's a lot of the original run. The original, unfortunately the original Gamera run is not like the original Godzilla run. The what are considered the best Gamera movies are the ones from the 90s. The 90s trilogies considered the best of those bunch. But anyway, it's Gamera's first versus movie, so it's kind of like Godzilla Raids again. It's its first time fighting another kaiju. So
yeah, I'm very excited. So if you want to check out that show, you want to support us financially, make sure to go to patreon.com/dissect that film. You can sub to any one of those tiers. Even the free tiers, you guys are able to participate in our polls. So even if you can't drop any money, that's perfectly okay. You can still join at the free tier and at least participate in our polls that we do every month to help us decide what movie we're going to be covering at the end of the month. Oh, actually, speaking of that, since it is the live show, what are our picks for our Mummy month, which will be August? Dan, do you remember what you sent me? Because I don't remember.
I do remember. Are you talking about for our Patreon pick that month? Correct?
Yes, for our Mummy month. So
yes,
August is the Mummy month. We're going to be covering all movies having to do with the Mummy. We're going to be talking about the 1999 movie, its sequel, Mummy Returns. We're going to be talking about the end of that trilogy with the Mummy, Curse of the Dragon Emperor, or Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. I can't remember the freaking subtitle for that thing. And then we're going to be talking about the 2017 Mummy with Tom Cruise. Yes, I know a lot of people are clamoring for people to cover the 2017 one, but we said,
oh hell yeah.
But we are, so our Patreon picks are going to be all Mummy movies. So Dan, what was yours? Wasn't it the Mummy with Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy?
Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy, because Abbott and Costello Meets Frankenstein is like one of my favorite comedies of like the 50s, of that era. And I don't remember if I've seen the Mummy, but Abbott and Costello are hilarious, so that's the one we're going with. And I don't think anybody else would have picked it anyway. So
as I did last live stream, I'm going to go create the poll right now, and I'm going to set it for a 2-week timer. So you can vote on the poll at any tier, free and up. So if you want to be a part of that, go over to patreon.com/dissect that film. Join at the free tier if you want, or if you want to do the other tiers,
drop $1.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
And then participate in that. I'm going to create this right now while we're live, and I think I'm going to make that a monthly thing. So let's see, Patreon pick. Mummy Month. It's just going to be called Mummy Month. August 2024. All right. Final pick for... I don't know, Deadeye here.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Right now he's typing.
I was so bad I can't talk while I'm typing.
No, I don't think it's gonna make it anyway. I figured this part would be
He's
cut out just for the video
concentrating
folks.
and typing.
Dude, that sun from today is just oof. I'm beat now. I'm tired.
Yeah, all I've done
so
today
fucking
is
tired.
So
I got the meat sleeps.
So Abbott
Meat sweats, you said?
and Costello meet
Dosh Mummy.
the Mummy. What year? What do you know? What year that came out?
Fuck, I'll look real quick. I'll get it for you. I don't. I think it's like 55 or something, but I'll double check.
What do you got for me, Angela?
Frankenstein versus the Mummy.
Ooh, I feel like we're all
It's
gonna
on-
have.
It's on Tubi.
Ooh, Frankenstein versus the Mummy.
Yes.
I believe it's 2015.
And it's 2015.
Oh, so it's a newer one. All right. 2015.
There were so many I was wanting to choose. I was like, this sounds stupid. I want to watch it.
Yeah, mine was 1955.
Okay.
I cannot believe Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein's from 1948. It was 7 years before this. This movie.
I am going to pick the original Mummy from 1932. I think that's when it came out. Get out of here, Brian Taggart. We're done talking about your movie.
Yeah, fuck you. No, I'm just
Yep.
kidding.
I am picking the original Mummy from 1932 with Boris Karloff.
Yeah.
Great choice. Great
There
choice.
is one. There is a Mummy movie from 1959 that has Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee.
Mhm.
Do I pick that one
Yeah.
instead?
Well, see, that was our debacle. I was like, I didn't want to go with the original because I figured somebody else would pick it, and I didn't want to go with the first Hammer movie because I figured somebody.
Well,
else
I
was
think
gonna
that
pick-
has to be the first Hammer one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it called? Is
It's
it
just called the.
Mummy?
It's just called the Mummy.
Yeah, we watched it a long time ago. But
Mhm. Because we were going through all the Hammer movies.
yeah.
So I
Fire.
have a suggestion for a potential Patreon show, and I'm going to say it while we're on the live stream here. So we
Oh,
are
we're
at
gonna-
some point going to do a Patreon show as part of our $5 tier. We're going to be going through all of the Godzilla 98 animated series.
Yes.
We're going to be going through and kind of doing kind of a breakdown episode per episode show. It'll probably be like a bi-weekly thing. We'll probably do like 2 episodes a month because they're short, like 25-minute episodes or whatever. But the Mummy also has a TV show. It was 26 episodes, ran from 2001 to 2003. It takes place after the Mummy returns. So it's
Really?
with the O'Connells. It's on Peacock.
Did they fight
At
Jesus?
least
I
I don't think so. But I feel that would be a great series to cover after we get through with Godzilla.
I don't even need to tell me anything about that show because I just want to watch it and be just completely surprised. I had no idea. It was a thing.
I remember watching this as a kid, but I could not tell you what happens in the episodes. Like I couldn't tell you.
I seriously thought you were going to say Mummy's alive, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
But
The
I
Mummy
just think it would be
superhero
great
show?
to like just make a straight up Patreon show where we just cover like those old, not really. I mean, I guess you can consider them old, but like those classic animated series that like linked up to movies from the 90s. They all had the same animation.
I'm down with it.
It'd be a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I think so. I'm just gonna say it now as kind of like just throwing it into the atmosphere here. But I really want to start the Godzilla series in November, since it is Godzilla month. I think it would be a good idea to jump in and start that series for Patreon in November.
Yeah,
So there you go. There's another incentive to join the Patreon if you want to, for one, listen to our wonderful Monster Zone show, which is really fun. We have a lot. I think we have like 15 or 16 episodes right now over the last couple of years. And then coming up soon, it's going to be Godzilla the series. We're going to be going through every single episode. There was 40 episodes, so we're going to be doing probably 2 a month. So that's 20 months worth of content. And then we're going to be jumping into probably like the Mummy, the series, and then looking at other cool like 90s, early 2000s like tie-in
The Gummy Bears
animated series. Sure, why not?
What was the one you suggested? I'm sorry, I was stuck on Gummy Bears.
No, just the Mummy. There was other ones too that were like linked up to to like those like late 90s, early 2000s television shows. So
Gummy Bears bouncing here and there and everywhere.
Gummy Bears. All right, so I am going to Mummy Month.
Cap this bitch off.
Yep. And
okay, I gotta ask, while you're ending this, if anybody listens or whoever's listening or watches, comment somewhere. Did anybody watch Mummies Alive? Was I the only dude that watched that show?
I've heard of that, but I can't remember it. Oh shit! What did I? Oh, I didn't set a time for this. Fuck.
It just goes forever.
I fucked up.
Forever.
It literally just popped up. I'm not voting this shit.
Set end date. Okay. That's what I want to do. Today is the 5th. So we're going to have it for the 19th.
Hey!
There we go. What's up, Captain Steve? What's going on, man?
The opening of that show was so well animated. I don't remember watching it much, but I remember it being on CW, and I was sick a few times from school, and I remember it being on in the afternoon. That's it. And there were superhero mummies.
So the poll is now live. It is set for all members of Patreon, including free members. Uh-oh. What happened here? Why are you not letting me release date?
Wiggle the handle.
The release date of published posts to change where they appear.
Somebody already voted.
Did you already vote?
Somebody did.
I wish there was a Jaws, the animated series.
Right?
It was just Brody and Hooper just hunting down sharks.
All right, I fucked this up.
And they have while you're figuring that out, they have Quint's head in a jar, and like he's like the comic relief. Like it's like they like reanimated his head, and they go around on like Johnny Quest style adventures finding like sharks.
We got 2 votes already, but I got to make sure that this is
100%, Steve. I would watch that too. It'd be fucking sweet. And then the season finale will be like Jaws versus the sharks from Deep Blue Sea. And that crazy like lady will be like in charge of like she's the bad guy from the movie. Like she didn't actually die.
There we go.
All right. It's an idea.
I didn't say anything negative about it.
All right. Poll is up right now. We already got 2 votes in. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah.
Literally, free members. You guys can vote. So
please.
make sure to go over there, please. We appreciate
you.
You
will literally sway the vote. Like you can vote and be like, this is the movie that you want us to watch, and it will affect what we watch.
Yes.
It's not optional. Whoever gets the most votes is what we watch.
So I am going to go over to the Patreon and thank all of our wonderful patrons. Let's see here. We have Billy Joseph Jr., Andrew Schoening, Corey Morissette, Jason, Dustin from the Affliction Friends podcast, Angela and Dan from DNA Gaming. We have Doom Generation, Eric Stein, Robert Stewart, Rudy5453, and Baron's Hideout podcast. And also, we have a few free members. We have Dennis, Charles, The Bucket of Chum, The Shark Movie Podcast, and official Joey C. Thank you all for supporting us at patreon.com. We appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. I don't know how to talk. We love you.
It's the spiciness. It's
also, watch Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. It's fucking awesome. I literally binged all 4 Beverly Hills Cop movies this past week, and 1 and 2 still a lot of fun. Those are the classic Eddie Murphy ones. The 3rd one is hot garbage. I don't like it. and Axel F is just back to feeling like it was back to that original feel. It's got that the awesome soundtrack. Eddie Murphy's back in his prime. Great cast and just a lot of fun. And Kevin Bacon is just awesome. He's in that movie too, and he's just great. He's just great.
Kevin Bacon is shit, dude.
So, yeah. But yeah, I think that's about it for us, guys. Make sure to follow us on all the social media apps out there at Dissect That Film, because tomorrow I will be posting about our Ghost Ship episode. So make sure to follow us so that you can comment. If you've seen that movie and you want to comment about it, leave your comments because we like reading them on the episodes. If you want to listen, you want to hear your comments, leave, Instagram, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Threads. Those are the places that I post them. So make sure to follow us there to make sure that you can get your comments in before our Sunday recordings, because we record every Sunday, well, except for next weekend, but we record pretty much every Sunday about 8:30 p.m. So you have up until then to send in your comments so we can read them on the episode. Other than that, again, thank you so much for supporting the show. We just hit 31,000 downloads on the show, so that's cool.
Yeah,
100,000 down. We love it. We love to see it. So thank you so much. And we're getting some cool numbers over on YouTube. People really showing some love. Love to see more of you over on the YouTube premieres that we're doing every Thursday. So make sure to follow us on YouTube. Currently, you're watching us on YouTube. So if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Please like the episode. Hit the like button. Comment on the episode if you want. Join us on our premieres on Thursdays. Usually they go, depending on how long the episode is usually when I set the release time. So if it's a long one, usually I set them a little earlier, so like 7:30. If it's a shorter episode, I usually do about 8:00 start. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Thank you so much, Dan and Angela. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Parker, and thank everybody else for watching and hanging out with us.
Yes. Thank you to everybody in the chat who hung out with us tonight.
Yes.
Appreciate you. We love you. We see you in there. Thanks so much for all the support. And until next time, I am Brett Parker. That is Dan Angela of DNA Gaming. And this has been another episode of Dissect That Film Live and out of the Tubi. We'll see y'all again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.